Today we're here with Tom Dokken of Dokken Dog Supply, creator of the Dokken Deadfowl Trainer. We're going to take a look at his line of geese, which are just gigantic and awesome for teaching a dog how to pick up a goose in the field. Tom, tell us a little bit about this and how you came up with it.
Well, you know, we started with the ducks first, and they took off. But because we train, and this is what we do for a living, we know the pitfalls of that dog that goes out on the first goose hunt. Even if they've retrieved 100 ducks,
Sure.
they go out on that first goose hunt, a bird gets knocked down, the dog goes to it, makes a little attempt and looks back like, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
Sure.
So we know that. And the big thing is not that they don't want birds. It's not that they're not going to pick up geese, but they're not used to it. The size is...
Well, it's just massive compared to...
It really is. So we knew that. So we knew we had to make something big enough that the dog would have to figure out how to pick it up. And to see a good goose dog, one that's had a lot of experience, they know where to pick a bird up.
You can see them go in and just grab that one spot.
Absolutely. So when we designed these birds, they're all different species, but they're all the same. We wanted to have that dog to most likely have a target spot. And the best place to pick up a goose is right here, on the collar, not the neck.
Right.
If you watch enough well-seasoned dogs, they're going to work that bird most likely where they're going to be right in this area here. So we designed it so it gets just a little thinner right in here.
Okay.
Once again, hard head and legs, because we don't want them picking them up, dragging them by the head.
Okay.
So that is kind of that target area, and
So having the soft foam body is going to lead the dog to it, but depending on the size of the dog, most of them are going to have a hard time getting the body. So it's geared to take them right up in there.
yeah, it really is, and most people think that you have to have a big dog to retrieve geese, and that's not the case. You have to have a dog that wants to retrieve to begin with. So, you know, this is just basically getting them used to. Once we get them going on the Deadfowl Trainer ducks, then this is the next step.
Just move up.
And it's all about building confidence up more than anything else. And you'll see the first few times they're trying to figure it out. Man, this is a little bit bigger. Where do I grab it? And then eventually they find the sweet spot, and in they come. And it's all about letting the dog kind of train himself on this.
Sure.
That's what we really like.
Right.
Instead of us getting in the middle of it. And it makes a lot of difference. And you'll see they'll bow their neck and get up because they have to carry it high in order to be able to get that bird off the ground. And then
This is
the
one of
wing
my
attachments.
this is one of my favorite accessories. This is an accessory for the geese. You can add this to it, but it is the wing attachment. And it would you recommend starting out with this? I think you would probably want to hold off.
Yeah.
But you tell me. It adds a whole nother level of complexity to it because now he's got to deal with the wings, which adds to the realism. But it's definitely something that I think it would be a little more challenging the first time a dog gets exposed
right,
to.
I would start off because they're made of foam as well. So I don't really want them targeting the wings to begin with. I want them to get used to targeting the body. And then, you know, if you really want to make it, you know, one step at a time, I'd put one wing on.
Okay.
You know, let them navigate because they're going to navigate around that wing.
So folks can see, you know, the wings, they pop off. So you can add them. Well, I've got about the wrong way here. So the wings come off as a separate piece, and so you can't come in and just put one on.
Yeah. So then they're going to navigate that body, and they go, okay, they've got that down. Then you can put that second one on. But you know, you've seen that the other day.
Sure.
Yeah, we had a pretty seasoned dog who'd handled this product, and we said, let's put the wings on now. Let's show you what happens that first time you put the wings on.
That dog had not seen wings.
Never
before.
seen the wings.
Right.
So now he gets in there and goes, there's something's a little different here, and he works his way around and goes, no, that's not quite right. And then finally he goes and gets it. But another thing that this does is that makes that dog have to get that head up, because if you've ever seen a dog retrieving geese, they can't have their head low when they're carrying it because they're tripping on the
wings are on
wing.
the ground, they're stepping on them.
So they got to get that head up. Yeah. So it's great practice for that first time that they're going to goose hunt to get them used to something big, and it's all about confidence.
How do you go about? Is there any particular way that you go about introducing? First time dog sees this, are you going to go about it a little differently than anything else? You're going to do it right in front of him, or is it going to actually be a retrieve?
What I would do is, let's just say we've got them already picking up the Deadfowl Trainer mallard.
Okay.
Okay, so it's mallard size. And they're liking it, they've got a lot of confidence there. Then I'm just gonna make some fun throws.
Okay.
Just some fun throws and let him kind of figure it out. Another way, if you have a dog that's a little unsure, is if they're good swimmers.
Okay.
The dog's a great swimmer and he does it. Throwing something out in the water, even a dead goose
Okay.
for the first time, where the dog can go out because the water is supporting 99% of the
They can
weight
just
just
push it.
about. So they can just kind of get a hold
Right.
and bring it in.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, most dogs, if they have good desire to pick up the other dummies, you throw this a few times,
Right.
they're used to success.
Sure.
And they go, I am going to get this
Right.
back in there.
Right. They're gonna figure it out.
And once again, when you go up in size, if the dog is making these perfect retrieves on the other one, don't be concerned if that first one, you know, he kind of drags it back.
Okay.
The fact that he made an effort to get it most of the way back, that's good.
Right.
Then just kind of build
Do
from
it
there.
again. Build
Yeah.
on success.
Well, like, yeah.
So we're talking about a pretty major size difference here, and there's really nothing in between.
There
that's,
isn't.
That's going to be the ducks are bigger than any of the upland birds, and then so it's a pretty good step from here to there.
It really is, but when you take a look at the size, the width
Right.
of this body,
Okay.
now
Very
take a look
similar.
at it right
Okay.
here.
I see exactly what.
So they're used to that size right
Right.
there. That's why they start, you know, working their way,
Sure.
and they
And-
end up there.
They're going to want to go for that center just because that's what they're used to. But then they're going to
Yeah.
work their way to it.
But X
Sure.
amount of dogs are going
Right.
to find that collar. I call it the collar
Okay.
of that goose, and that's where they're going to.
Sure.
That's where they're going
Makes
to end
perfect
up.
sense.
So
And then weight wise, same thing there. You know, it's enough of an increase that the dog's going to be challenged by it, but will get comfortable with it very quickly.
right. And another thing too. Let's just say, well, I don't know if I'm going to hunt geese. If you have one of these for your dog, even though you're a duck hunter,
Sure.
they're retrieving these.
Right.
This is
Nothing to
these.
it.
You know, a real dead mallard
Right.
becomes like a
Sure.
cakewalk.
Even one of the big boys.
Yeah,
the
it just
bigger
becomes
males.
just
Okay.
so easy for them.
Sure.
That's what it should be.
Yeah. Excellent. I really love these. They're awesome.